I need you to hear this. Your money story is not written by your effort, it is written by the wound you haven't healed. And when I stopped manifesting and started healing, that's when everything changed in my reality. Everything shifted when I stopped focusing on manifestation itself and I started focusing on the wounds and the blocks and the limitation that I was holding internally. And that changed everything for me. So, what I want you to understand that we are always manifesting, but we are either manifesting from the wound or we are manifesting from healed version of ourself, our higher self. And that distinction matters when you go about manifesting, because manifestation is occurrence of your thinking, your emotion, your energy, and it constantly manifests whatever you think, whatever you feel, and whatever frequency you are emitting. So if the frequency and emotions and thoughts are aligned with pain and suffering, it will manifest more pain and suffering. But if it is aligned with the desire, the abundance, the love, then it will keep manifesting the abundance, the love, the ease, the peace. That's what people miss when they go about manifesting, focusing on visualization, affirmation, meditation, journaling, but not really going deeper within their self to see actually what is happening within me. What are the limitations that I am operating in? So this is exactly what happened with me. I was working for 9 to 5 job in investment banks and I was feeling completely misaligned with that work. I was getting sick every 2 weeks. I was drained and exhausted. And I knew my intuition kept telling me this is not what you're meant for. You meant for something bigger. You meant to create a bigger impact. Your purpose is higher. You meant to do something else than what you're doing. And I kept hearing that intuition, but I was scared. I was in fear. I was not feeling worthy. And I was operating in that, well, this is the only way I can make money. And I don't know what else to do and what to do. So ultimately, the desire was there to have freedom, to be able to work from anywhere, to create impact, to do something meaningful. But the limitation, the wounding, the unworthiness, the invisible blocks that were within me were keeping me stuck in that dynamic where the desire was big, but the body itself operating within the wounds that I was carrying through childhood trauma, through my abusive marriage that gave me PTSD for years. And all of that was kind of manifesting the reality I was living, even though I was in a high paying job, but I was deeply unhappy. I was unfulfilled. I felt deeply unworthy. So, what I did, I started meditating, I started visualizing, I started affirming, but nothing was working for me. I kept trying hard and nothing was changing. My reality was still that I'm working for 9 to 5. My reality was still the same pain, the same feeling, the same emotion. None of those things helped me because I was holding the wounds. And because I was holding the wounds, none of the manifesting practices helped me because the internal reality was screaming, I am not enough. I'm not worthy. I was ashamed. I was feeling guilt. I was feeling sad. That was my internal reality. And doesn't matter how hard I work, doesn't matter how hard I try, nothing changed. It only started changing when I started doing the deep work, when I actually started focusing on the specific wounding around why am I afraid to take the leap? What is in me that is creating that fear? And what I've noticed, the fear really came from the idea that I'm not worthy to create income for myself. Because when you're launching something, when you're starting a business, you have to be in the identity that I create money. I bring money. right? I'm the source of that money to show up. But if the source, the vessel, my source is operating in fear and unworthiness, then the source is saying I'm not worthy of creating the money. So the only way I can create the money is by working for somebody else, because I believe the employer can pay me, the company can pay me, but I don't have capability and ability to pay for myself. So this is where the deeper wound and deeper pattern, and where that deeper pattern came from of not feeling that I can create money, is from when I came to the UK and lived in an abusive home with that marriage. They were constantly telling me that I'm not worthy, that I'm not good enough, that there's something wrong with me, that I'm not capable. So that really told me that I'm not worthy, I'm not enough, there's something broken within me. Therefore, I can't create it. I have to work for somebody else in order to create it, because they are better than me. They know more than me. So, do you see? I'm just talking about one wounding here. There were so many that I worked through, but that's one of the wounding that was keeping me in that loop of not quitting the 9 to 5 and moving into the embodiment of my soul calling, what I'm meant to do, this deeper work that I do on YouTube and Instagram, and I share the vision that I have and share how I shifted so that other people can shift and change the way I did. So this deeper work, so I invested in myself. I heavily invested in myself to release all the wounding that I was carrying. And when I released these wounding on a deeper level, subconsciously, emotionally, energetically, my nervous system, when I started kind of working through that, I started expanding. That's when I quit. I quit my corporate job. And as soon as I quit, because I shifted the way I was operating, and once I decision to quit, my YouTube started going viral. I got an opportunity to be interviewed by a global magazine. I got an opportunity with UN Women. It all happened because I shifted something internally. And I signed first millionaire client to work with me literally within months. And I had no per se business in terms of knowing how to run a business, knowing any of that. But because I healed the deeper wounding, the reality started shifting. I attracted a millionaire client who wanted to work with me, and he was one of my first client. So that is what happens when you start healing. Instead of focusing on manifestation practices, you started healing the deeper wound, deeper limiting beliefs, deeper blocks that are in the way of your desired life, whether that is creating a next level wealth, or freedom, or impact, or love. Doesn't matter what that is, it all starts manifesting because you become an energetic match to it. And when you become energetic match to it, the reality will respond. There's no way that reality will not. Reality has to respond because it responds to your energy and frequency. And your energy and frequency rises when you are operating from a healed place, not a wounded place. So, what I want you to understand is that your subconscious patterns, your emotions, your nervous system is creating an energetic pattern within you. So, if the nervous system is contracted in fight and flight or freeze, if the subconscious beliefs around that I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, nothing works out for me, I have to work hard, making money is difficult and challenging, I cannot hold money, I'm not worthy of holding money, I must let it go, it's not safe for me to have money, it's not safe for me to be rich. All of these are subconscious. So, money is evil, I will be too greedy, or I will become selfish if I become wealthy. These are all conditioning that are passed down through society, through generations, where people start limiting themselves because of these loops and patterns. And also our society, right? The media, how it talks about, money, or how it talks about to keep you in limitation and program you to stay in limitation, creating a lot of fear. When you watch news, when you watch something, all the bad things that are happening in the world, it is really programming you constantly. You're constantly being programmed to live in fear. And there's a deeper agenda behind it. It's not just they are showing you news what's happening in the world, because there's also good things happening in the world, but you will not see that because the bigger agenda is for you to keep operating in limitation, because more people in fear, they can be controlled. Most people who live in fear, and that's why the media is so negative, because they want you to be in fear. The more fear, that means they have more control over you. They can program you, they can sell you, they can feed you in a way so that you stay limited. Because if you truly knew the power that you have, you will become unprogrammable. You will become super conscious. You will become somebody who can magnetize and attract and command reality to shift in your favor. If you rise in your consciousness, if you become fearless, if you become completely embodiment of your higher self, media and government and elites, they don't want you to be that. They want you to be controlled. They want you to live in fear. And this is why most of the society is negative. Most of the society talks negatively and live in fear, because they have been programmed. And there's a bigger reason why that is required for them to be controlled, right? So, this is why the subconscious pattern, the nervous system, the emotional wounding from your childhood, from your life experiences, all of that carrying that energetic pattern that is emitting in the universe, either matching your desires if you are operating from a higher level, or matching your wounding if you are operating from pain and suffering and fear. So that's how it works. So you're not just healing your emotional wounding, you're also reprogramming your subconscious. You're also expanding your nervous system to feel safe, receiving wealth, abundance, allowing that to be your norm. And the more you do that, the more you release it, more you do the deeper work, the more you become a match to your desire, whether that is wealth, success, abundance, love, joy, peace, freedom, traveling, whatever that is, you will become an energetic match to it. Everything started changing. The clients I started attracting, they were all completely energetic match to who I wanted to work with. And that's all happened because I'm no longer manifesting from the wound. I am manifesting from the healed, aligned place. So that's the work that I do with my clients. Some of my clients had results like 300% growth they're working towards. Their life completely change in the way they perceive the world because the work that was done. One of my clients, her investment that was stuck for years, she got that investment back within a month of doing the deep work. She bought a property with that investment. So that is what we do when we do the deeper work. We open the portal of possibilities, because everything you desire, it is within you. Universe is always matching your inner state of being, and when the inner state of being shifts, the outer reality shifts. So I want you to imagine a phone that is high end, very expensive, very high tech, and that phone is being used in a cave where there's no signal. So it doesn't matter how good the phone is, if there's no signal, that phone will not work, right? That's exactly how you can have all the talent, all the gift. You can be the best human being, kind, compassionate, loving, empathic. But if your signal is emitting wounds and pain and suffering, that's what will be matched. It will not match the desire. Doesn't matter how good you are, it will match the wounding. That's what will keep manifesting over and over. And you will keep wondering why things do not work for me, why things are harder for me, why my manifestation is not coming into my reality. It's not because you're not good enough, it is because the wounding is dictating the reality and manifestation that you are experiencing. So this is why it's not about how many tools of manifestation you know. It's about who you are being. Your being is what it is magnetizing based on your internal reality, how you feel, how you think, how you operate. I'll share with you a very interesting example. So, as I moved into this journey of entrepreneurship and building my business and speaking my truth and creating an impact that I wanted to create, and it's keep growing as I go through this journey. My Instagram receives millions and millions of views, and that is all a manifestation of the energy and vibration that I'm operating from a healed place, not from a wounded place. So as I was going through this journey last year, I wanted to create higher level of wealth and abundance in my work and also for my clients. So that's the vision, to be able to have good people, kind people, compassionate people become a conscious leaders and visionaries where they are creating a bigger impact, where they are creating next level wealth. So last year, I remember I was going through that, but my income was going up or down, up or down. It was not stable. Every month it was different. And I was like, what is going on? And what I realized when I started doing the deeper work with myself is that actually I held a judgment on rich people. I thought rich people are scammers. I thought wealthy people must be doing something wrong in order to create wealth. So ultimately, the subconscious belief was that rich people are scammer, they must be doing something wrong in order to create wealth. So what would I do? So externally, what was happening, because I held that belief subconsciously, I would not allow myself to bring a certain level of income because I do not feel that I want to be scammer. I don't want to be somebody who does something wrong. I want to do the right thing. I want to do it from a right place. So if the subconscious belief was rich people are scammer, then obviously I will create a separation from being rich, separation from wealth, right? And this is why my income was like all over the place. It was 1 month really good, 1 month not so good, 1 month really good, 1 month not so good. It was all because the belief that I held around wealth and wealthy people. But when I released that judgment completely, and it was such a big work that I had to do, it wasn't just about talking about it, it was actually really shifting it, where it was coming from, where was the root of that belief that rich people are scammers. So when I shifted that, when I healed that, that's when things started moving so fast for me and things started shifting, the income started rising because I released that deeper wound around how I saw wealthy. So you have to understand, if you judge someone and if you feel that what they are doing that must be wrong and that's why they are wealthy and rich, then you are creating that separation from that wealth. You're creating that separation from that level of income or that level of wealth because you hold a judgment that I'm not like them. I'm not a show off. I'm not this. I'm not that. Therefore, it is not a possibility for you. Ultimately, subconsciously, that's what you're telling. And whatever you hold subconsciously, the core belief, it will keep manifesting in that way because somebody who doesn't want to be a scammer, then they will, and they think rich people are scammer, then they will keep wealth and richness away from themselves. So that's one of the example that I can share with you so that you know how that works. It's sometimes very, very subtle subconscious patterns that keep you in that place of not having enough, the income is stuck, income is not moving because there's an internal belief, and that's one of the beliefs. You might hold some other beliefs that are keeping you stuck, but until we work together, we would not be able to find out. This is what was one of my belief. And when I shifted and realized actually there are very kind, loving, good people who are very wealthy and authentic and real. When I started believing that, I started seeing all the wealthy people who are very good, very kind, very loving, and it was just incredible the shift that they're good people who are wealthy, and it is I have a permission to be wealthy and be good. So that's the shift that occurred in me, and that shifted my income beautifully. So if you want to change your money story and shift your limiting beliefs and heal these deeper core wounding that is creating a limitation in the level of wealth you desire, impact you desire, then you can click the link below to apply for my mentoring and really allow yourself to embody that wealth identity that shifts the reality you're observing. And if you're ready for that, click the link below to apply for my mentoring. Other than that, like this video if you like this video and subscribe to my channel, and may the light in me reaches the light in you.